Okay, hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to Traders Tea Time with me, Darius Chauskas, where we're gonna have a look at the markets, what's happening right now, what happened during the morning session, and what levels to expect for later on today. So, yep, as always, before we go in, let's have a look at our risk disclaimer. So JFD Brokers offers exclusively consultancy-free services. The content of this webinar does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. I'll just give you a few seconds to read the rest and we can continue. Okay, so let's jump into the charts. Now the first one I want to have a look at is the FTSE 100. Now it is trading sideways today a little bit, I would say. It was selling off initially this morning, but then now it managed to retrace back up, and it is, if we trust this downwards moving trend line, then we can see that the index is actually above it, and this could be seen as a bullish sign. Now we are slightly below this key resistance area at around 7065. I've mentioned this area in my previous videos last week, so I would say let's keep an eye on this 7065 area for now. I mean, a good break above this could potentially push this index higher, maybe even towards this area here to test this 7120, 7130 area approximately there. Now, if we do get a move above the 7060, this could also be the second bullish sign, to be honest, that there could be some further upside. And well, if you would class this 21 EMA here as a potential good resistance level as well, and if we get a break above this, well, this would be the third confirmation of a potential further price appreciation. So at the moment, like I said, we are keeping an eye on this area around this 7130, approximately there. It is looking interesting right now. I mean, even though we understand that there's a lot of negativity around the equity markets right now, but to be honest, FTSE is showing us some strength here, and the only thing is I can suggest at the moment is keep an eye on this 7060 area, 7065 area for now. A break above this could open the path towards higher levels. Now, if we do get below this downwards moving trend line again, well, I mean, probably we could push maybe the upside away for now, and we could aim for this area again, and this area right here at around 6960. So just to kind of remind you, excuse me, this area has been the this high right here in August in 2016, and then it acted as a almost as a good resistance in the past. I mean, keep an eye on this one, guys. I mean, keep an eye on this 6960 area for now, if we get a move below this downwards moving trend line. Looking at the DAX right now, DAX is also interesting. It is slightly above the psychological 12,000 level, even though it's still below the downwards moving trend line here that started on the in the end of January this year. So this is for us right now just to observe. I mean, to be honest, to take a position here, it would be quite difficult right now, as it could go both directions. But if we get a nice push above this downwards moving trend line, and then we take out this 12,160 area, if we do get breaks above both of these levels, then well, it is putting this it is putting DAX back into this little range that it had in the beginning of March. So yeah, guys, I mean, at the moment, I would probably stay away from this one, as it's quite tricky with the equity markets at the moment. So, just like I said, just observe these areas right now. Probably let's highlight it here. So yeah, even though, like I said, at the moment it's above the 12,000, still it could go either way. So keep an eye on this one, guys. Quickly, let's have a look at gold. Click. There we go. So gold, I was talking about this this commodity this morning, and let's put a 4-hour chart here. Now we are seeing a nice break here. This was my trade alert here in TradingView, and I've mentioned that if we get a move below this 1336 area, could potentially see further continuation to the downside. At the moment, we are just seeing that. I mean, if you're a scalper, then you're probably enjoying this right now, so you're probably scalping away. And yeah, but at the moment, we saw this today. We saw this rejection here at around 1340. It tried to touch it again, but then yeah, got rejected it twice, and we moved lower. Now on the lower side, we are keeping an eye here on all these EMAs here, especially the 200 here on the 4-hour chart. We might get a move towards that area and maybe a little bounce after that, but of course let's not speculate. Let's see what happens. But at the moment, this is not looking strong, and it seems that it wants to continue moving lower. Let's have a look at the euro dollar now. So the euro dollar, nice sell-off, breaking this 123 level. I've mentioned this area this morning as a potential area to keep an eye on, and yep, at the moment we can see that we're having this nice break here, moving lower, and our next target would be this area right here. And that's around the 122,400. So 1.22400. Keep an eye on this one. Potentially we could get a touch of that. Also, just to quickly mention as well, this probably could come in line with. Let me just extend this trend line here. This upwards moving trend line that we're seeing here. I believe that's from April last year. Just bear with me. Yep, that's April last year. So we are coming close to this for a test of this upwards moving trend line, and probably, like I said, this area here, the 122,400, will be almost in line with this potential upwards with the potential test of this upwards moving trend line. So keep an eye on this one, guys. I mean, keep an eye on this lower level right now. If we suddenly, I don't know, get a reversal back to the upside, still I would recommend to keep an eye on this 1.23. 1.23 could act as a potential strong resistance initially if it comes and tests it from underneath, and if we get a break, a nice move above it, keep an eye on this 123,350 area initially, and then of course if that's not enough for this pair, then we could get a move towards the 123,600. But at the moment, I probably would push these off the table for now, and focus mainly on this area here on the downside. Quickly, let's have a look at actually let's have a look at one pair that I really want to have a look at is Aussie dollar. Now Aussie dollar, interesting activity here. Well, ignore this probably downwards moving or could ignore, could not ignore, slightly, let's say, missing a few peaks here, but if you draw it this way, then you could probably say that yes, it was a downwards moving trend line. We now broke it to the upside, so potentially we could see further upside moves. True, partially true. I would probably suggest to keep an eye on this area right here, and that was around the 0.77, let's say 0.7770. A move above this could open the path towards higher levels, and the next one that we would be looking at would be this one, of course, and that's around the 0.77. Let's round it up to 600, 0.77, 600. But of course, for that area, for us to consider that area, we would need a good move above the 0.7770 first. On the downside, if we suddenly get a move back down here towards the 0.76700, a break below this could push this pair back lower again, and maybe, who knows, if the weakness is going to be strong, we could get a test of this downwards moving channel here, the bottom side of this downwards moving channel. But that's, like I said, that's only if we get a break below the 0.77700, and then of course this level here that acts as a good support for it in last week, actually, not last week, yeah, this support level here at around 0.76400. Now if we get, yeah, if we wipe out both of these levels, yeah, we could see this move towards this area right here, towards the bottom side of the downwards moving channel. This would all, if we do get something like this, actually, we do have this longer term, let's put upwards moving, there we go, upwards moving trend line here that has been running. Let me just actually adjust it back. There we go. It has been running here from January 2016. So potentially we could see, if the weakness kicks in, then yeah, we could potentially see a test of this upwards moving trend line. But at the moment, we're mainly focused on the upside because, like I said, this pair is looking strong at the moment, and yeah, could potentially hit this 0.7770 level. Let's quickly have a look at the USD JPY. Now the USD JPY is looking strong and continues to move higher. Now I was talking about this 106,400 level this morning as a potential area to watch out for. So yep, it has moved nicely here. It moved higher here and broke this, let's call it a little tentative downwards moving trend line here, and it broke nicely and continues to move higher. We could potentially, if we get a nice close above this today, then tomorrow probably, and we could see maybe higher levels again here, going back to the previous highs here, maybe towards this area at around 107, approximately there. So guys, yeah, I mean, keep an eye on this one, and it is looking strong at the moment, and because we're breaking this 106,400 at the moment, we could potentially see further continuation to the upside and hitting this 107 number. Of course, when we get here, we will have to evaluate it again and see what it wants to do. So yeah, at the moment, we're just going to stick to this area for now. Quickly, also wanted to show you something, one more pair. The GBP CAD actually is now, this is an interesting one, I think, because it is breaking this upwards moving trend line here that started on the around the 10th of January this year. So it is moving nicely to the downside here. It currently is finding its support at around the 1.80 450 approximately there, and well, if this negativity will continue, we might we might see a push lower. Excuse me, we might see a push lower, maybe towards this area right here. Let me actually just put a nicer level here. There we go. So potentially could hit this 179.650 approximately there. Probably this could come in line as well with this 200 EMA that's approaching that level as well. Now, of course, this is just an idea. Of course, let's see what happens. And yeah, but at the moment, it's not looking good because it broke this this upwards moving trend line, and it's pushing lower now. Okay guys, I need to jump off the mic, and I hope you have a good US session. I will, if you want to join me tomorrow morning and around at 7 o'clock British summertime for my JFD Traders Espresso, where we're going to have a look at the markets as well. And yeah, but for today, for now, keep an eye on the price action, guys, and have a good day. Bye bye.